Happy evening, friends. Social Venture Partners, better known as SVP, is back again with India's biggest virtual philanthropic event, Fast Pitch 2024. A very warm welcome to our friends tuning in from all over the country. SVP is the largest network of engaged donors in the world. In India, SVP is present across 8 cities with 600 plus partners who are philanthropists, professionals, entrepreneurs, and executives. As we saw in the video, our vision is threefold: to provide individuals with a platform to engage with philanthropy and become lifelong givers, to fund NGOs for their projects, and to help NGOs build their capacities and therefore create greater impact. My name is Narendra Goidani. I have been an SVP partner from Pune for the past 8 plus years. Dacker Keltner, a psychologist at the University of California, writes in his beautiful book Awe, the feeling of wonder empowers us to collaborate, to open our mind to possibilities, and to see deeper meanings of our life. That is exactly what this evening is all about. This evening, all of us will be coming together as a community to collaborate. We will open our minds to invest in real solutions, and collectively and meaningfully, we will encourage the social sector to do more. Today, 12 inspiring non-profit organizations will present to us the stories of their work. They have been carefully selected from an application list of nearly 200 NGOs from across 10 cities. These NGOs are working to solve some of the biggest social challenges of our times, issues that transcend local and regional limits. Cumulatively, you'll be happy to know that these 12 NGOs have impacted the lives of 1.3 million beneficiaries till date, and they have raised almost 22 crores in FY 23-24 to fulfill their mission. They will express the support they need from big-hearted and compassionate people like us. These NGOs were trained by professional storytelling trainer Ravi Shankar Iyer and coached by 37 of our super committed SVP partners. This reminds me of Sam Altman. On being asked what drove him to create ChatGPT, Sam Altman said, "It was a desire to do a hard thing that really matters rather than to do an easy thing that doesn't really matter." The fact that you are present in this amazing event means your thoughts resonate with Sam Altman, that is in doing things that truly matters. Now take a moment and think about the power you have as a philanthropist. Add to that power the power of these social leaders. When these two powers come together, when these NGOs who are doing what really matters get the wholehearted support from us in ways that really matters, magical social impact happens. If you are wondering, how can you wholeheartedly support them? Here are a few possibilities. On the right hand side of your screen, there is a donate button. When you click the donate button, GiveDo's fundraising page opens. You can voluntarily contribute to NGOs whose work resonates with you and share your money power with them. Important things here: 100% of your donation goes to the NGOs. Foreign national donors, Please use the very short G form on the fundraising page to express your interest, and the NGO will get in touch with you. Aha! There is a super interesting audience poll button too that allows you to nominate the NGO of your liking as a winner today. This is election seasons, so your vote counts. Besides the winners chosen by the judges, there will be an audience winner too. Stay on till the end. Rate all the 12 NGOs, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. And at the end, get your final winner. Now, putting together this wide ranging philanthropic event has truly been a labor of love and effort at SVP for the last 6 months. We are super happy to have all of you join us in this journey. At the end of this evening's speeches, besides the money that the audience donates, over 84 lakhs will be given in awards to all non-profits by SVP India. And yes, they will get 100% of the amount that you contribute today via the donate button. Now, to help us decide the winners of this evening, our judges are Gayatri Nair Lobo, CEO, ATE Chandra Foundation; Hari Menon, Country Director, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation; and Venkat Krishnan, Principal Trustee, India Welfare Trust. Thank you for joining us today. At this fast pitch event, NGOs present their work to the audience and to this amazing panel of judges. Each one of these judges are highly trusted experts with a huge body of work in the field of social impact and fundraising. They will evaluate the ideas based on 3 things: the NGO's approach to solving the social problem, the social impact through their work, and the overall pitch presentation. The winners of the competition are awarded a cash prize and an extraordinary exposure to probably the biggest audience of philanthropists in our country. Our judges clearly have a challenging task ahead of them to select just 3 awardees among 12 winners of NGOs. Let's now begin our fast pitch presentations. I am super excited to bring in my co-hosts for this evening, Ishta Sharma, founder of NGO Mukka Mar, and Aman Sharma, co-founder of NGO Teach. These 2 co-hosts of mine will introduce our fast pitch speakers to you.
Thank you so much, Narendra. I am very excited to be here today. This is going to be very special and impactful. How do you feel, Aman?
As an NGO leader, we keep thinking that if there could have been a better evening than this, because evening has a potential to transform millions of people. And this platform I can vouch for. Ishita, पर तुम्हारा सपना तो पूरा ही हो गया ना?
जले पे नमक मत छिड़को, Aman. I have been applying to present my NGO's work at this event, but वो तो हो ना सका. But on the brighter side, I'm actually even more excited that instead of one, I'll get to be a small part of so many of the amazing initiatives being presented here today.
So what are we waiting for? Let us set an evening that will offer a reason to smile to millions of people represented by these lovely NGOs. Over to you, Ishita.
Thank you, Aman. So absolutely, let's jump right in. I'd like to start with the words of Majru Sultanpuri. मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल मगर लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया. तो चलिए आज मिलकर एक बड़ा सा कारवां बनाएं. For our first pitch today, let me start by asking, what's the first thing that comes to mind when I say PT Usha and Usain Bolt? Running. That's right. This NGO identifies and nurtures grassroots talent through a hyperlocal community-led model to produce the best athletes in the country. Please welcome Anuradha Sharma from Bridges of Sports Foundation.
Meet Naina, an energetic 16-year-old from a remote village of North Karnataka. She came to her first barefoot league for a prize money of just 500. There was something special, something unique about Naina. But before I go deeper into her story, I want to ask each of you a question. What made you happiest as a child? What is something that you look forward to? For me, it was playing. Like most people who enjoy their happy time playing a sport. And that quote says that we don't stop playing because we grow old because we stop playing. And with that intent, Bridges of Sports started its journey in 2016 as a way to bring happiness to children from underprivileged backgrounds. Though within just 2 years, we had engaged with thousands of children across India. But there was something missing, and a question always bothered us. Despite being one-sixth of humanity, we Indians have traditionally underperformed in global athletic competition. And to evaluate that situation, we got an opportunity to visit multiple places. But what caught our eyes was the land of champions in Eden, Kenya. With a population of just 50,000, they had more world champions and Olympians than that of India combined. 25% of their population were athletes, and they were contributing to 20% of their economy just because they were world class athletes. Our takeaway that sports can contribute to a nation's pride, but it can also become the backbone of the community's socio-economic development. We wanted to replicate this model. We did a lot of research and found a place in North Karnataka with a mind boggling talent density. The children that you see on the screen participated in the event Barefoot League, and the potential that we found was astounding. 5 out of 100 children had the potential to reach the national podium, which is 50 times more than any other state. Like this little boy Kevin, who has no prior training and box jumps his own height, which is 3.5 feet. Now begins our journey. We started from scratch. We kept the community led model intact and was fortunate enough to find some sports enthusiasts and coaches within the community. We started training on mud ground, recorded our training sessions to analyze the data for knowledge building. We made our own cryogenic setup for recovery and strung some old wires together for resistance training. We started from a barefoot league and then got the opportunity to partner with Altus in the US. Altus is an institution which trains Olympians. They not just help us in designing training programs, but they've also offered scholarship to our athletes to train full time with them, which is happening for the first time in India. We are immensely grateful for Altus as they helped us get the most advanced sprint training machine to India for the first time. But we operate it on a mud ground. Now, 5 years of struggle, we've also managed to get a small residential setup in the community. It's been 5 years, 10,000 children, and 35 of them are waiting to bring glory to the nation if nurtured well. Now, this community led model delivered what it promised. Today, we source 75% of our resources from them. And do you remember that poultry guy from the movie Dangal, whose business grew 10 folds after the success? Well, our Ahmed Chicken Center has a very similar story to tell you. Now, I want you all to remember Naina. Last year, she became the fastest junior athlete of India and represented the country, bagged her first international medal. Kevin created history by clocking the fastest timing ever for a 14-year-old. And it's not just them. This single demography has won 200 plus medals, shattered many records, and this is just the beginning. At present, our kids travel 100 kilometers to access a synthetic track. For that, we need 60 lakhs to develop the track, take away the mud ground, also have systems and processes in place to replicate this model at scale. Our 5 year aim, we strive to make North Karnataka the sprint capital of India. In the next 10 years, our vision is to work with multiple such demographies, make sports accessible to children from these remote communities. We look forward to your support to build many centers of sports excellence in India, uplift marginalized community, and bring pride to our nation. Thank you.
That was hugely inspiring, Anuradha, and thank you so much for the wonderful work you're doing. I can't wait for a time when we think of running in India and know hundreds of names rather than just one. Moving on to our next pitch. किसी महापुरुष ने कहा है, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. And for those who belong to marginalized communities, education is perhaps the only way to pull them out of poverty. I now welcome Maitreyi Kumar from Dream School Foundation to share about how they are empowering children and youth through education.
Hello everyone, I'm Maitreyi from Dream School Foundation, and we work to break the cycle of poverty and transform futures of vulnerable children through the power of education. Can you guess what place this is? Perhaps an unused public toilet or an abandoned community place. Can you believe this is a part of a running government school in 2023 in Bangalore? Most often, when you enter a government school, you are greeted with the smell of stinking toilets. How can we expect quality education to happen in a place where we can't stand even for a few minutes? And how can we expect students from these schools to ever compete with their counterparts from privileged schools? Did these visuals stir your heart, numb your brain? They did ours 20 years ago, and that was the birth of Dream School Foundation. In 2005, we started DSF with a mission to turn every government school into a place where dreams flourish. This is one of the first schools that we resurrected. With a lot of infrastructure and supplementary teaching support, we could double the 10th standard percentage from 43% to 90% in 2 years. Success stories like these gave us hope and impetus to go on. The program is now formalized into our STEP, the School Transformation Program, where we focus on 4 main aspects of school development: infrastructure support, learning programs, teacher training, community support for school development. Of course, various reports have consistently shown that thousands of schools still need such support. As we worked with schools, we met individual students and heard their stories. One day, we met Rakshita, the daughter of an alcoholic, abusive father. She was crying because her father had sold almost everything, including her books and bags, for his alcoholic needs. But despite the situation, Rakshita was determined to study further. That's when we realized the need for specific interventions for individual students. And our TIDE, the Youth Transformation Initiative for Individual Students, was born. Under TIDE, we handhold and mentor students through their educational journey from schools to a sustainable career. Students like Rakshita join the program in grade 8 after a comprehensive selection process. They are given intensive academic coaching and overall development support at our centers alongside financial support. At grade 10, focused academic coaching along with career guidance is given. Having selected engineering at the graduate level, substantial financial support and intensive mentoring was provided to Rakshita. Finally, the finishing school program makes the students job ready and helps them with placements for a fulfilling career ahead. Today, Rakshita works at IBM in USA and makes sure she's supporting many students like herself. Not only Rakshita, but over 900 students are living transformed lives through our TIDE programs. Our journey has been challenging yet fulfilling. As we speak, we have supported 112 schools across 4 districts in Karnataka. Our first cohort of TIDE students didn't just excel, they thrived. Over the years, 972 students have found their path to a fulfilling future, breaking free from the chains of poverty. And this year, we stand alongside another 1,200 students, guiding them as they write their own success stories. In the next 2 years, we would like to triple our impact, continuing in the rural and urban Karnataka. The children and schools here are in dire need of your support and partnership. It takes about 1.5 lakhs a year to transform a government school of 300 students, and a cost of a family dinner, a weekend holiday, or a small vacation, we could support the education of a deserving student at high school, college, or a professional course for a year. This year, why not take this dream journey of success with our children, invest in their future, the future of our nation? We have been certified by various national and international agencies, but our true laurels lie with gems like these, our pride and our legacy. We look forward to your full support to help fulfill the dreams and aspirations of thousands of students like Rakshita. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maitri. This is truly nation building work. We are sure your work will indeed transform the lives of millions of students. All in the audience today, thank you for making time and joining us to hear the stories that are going to continue to move you. And also, don't forget, there's a donate button on the right hand side of your screen, which will take you to the Give website to make donations to each NGO. 100% of your donations will be given to the NGOs. And guess what? We are just 2 presentations down, but we have been intimated about a donor who is going to match every rupee you give over the next 30 minutes. So go on and click donate to generously support the initiatives that are presented here today. Now, moving on to our next NGO, Purnata. Purnata means to end, khatm karna. They aim to end a social evil that disproportionately impacts women and girls and strips them of a life of safety and dignity. I now invite Abu Varghese to share about Purnata's path-breaking vision.
Hello, I'm Abu Varghese, founder and executive director of Purnata, working to end human trafficking, especially of young girls and women, from source to destination. Yes, this presentation will make you uncomfortable and probably squirm in your seats. But just imagine if just listening to these stories of these women and children make us so uncomfortable, how much pain and discomfort would these victims be going through every day of their lives? The 5 minutes we give today will make a world of difference to the names and faces behind these grim statistics. A trafficker lured a poor woman from Bangladesh to work as a housemaid in India along with a 12-year-old daughter, Muskan. Unfortunately, they both were sold into sexual slavery in Mumbai and separated also. The mother suffered for 3 years in a brothel in Mumbai, while Muskan was repeatedly raped, impregnated, and went through forced abortions. The horror she went through is heart-wrenching. I've often sat and wept thinking about her story. The mother, with the help of Purnata, filed a police complaint against her captors, and eventually the story began to be rewritten. With 22% of world's slaves in India, we are unfortunately the global leader and a hub for human trafficking. It gets worse with about half of the victims being children. Can you imagine? Purnata works at source, transit, and destination, and we cover source and demand. We are currently working in 4 villages of Bashirhat, North 24 Parganas, and also in Mumbai and Kolkata. Purnata works with potential victims of trafficking and also victims of sex trafficking. Purnata provides a continuum of care through a comprehensive end-to-end intervention that ensures long-term change. Now, we aim to address the root causes of human trafficking through sustainable and replicable programs. Purnata rescues women and children who are trafficked. Purnata provides rehabilitation and healing for rescued survivors. We equip them with employable skills and set them on a path to healing, ensuring that they are mainstreamed back into society. Our approach being holistic, we provide an end-to-end solution where we walk the long journey of 5 to 7 years with them. Now, this means that our program is intense and you also have a higher quality and sustainability. In the past 9 years, we have rescued over 85 children, over 60 women, and mainstreamed over 40 women back into society. Our impact covers over 1,500 women and over 500 children, bringing awareness to more than 500,000 people. We've had Azim Premji, Global Fund for Children, and a host of others who have worked with us and believed in us. Muskan's story had a good ending, and so has many more. Purnata helped her mother to escape the brothel. We rescued Muskan in a daring rescue that spanned 3 states, 6 months, and the arrest of the immediate gang that operated the nexus. Purnata provided Muskan with rehabilitation and reintegration support. While Muskan is repatriated back to her home in Bangladesh, her mother awaits a court order to be reunited with her back home. Both are now free and are hopeful for a better future. In our effort to scale, we intend to consolidate all our human trafficking work in India and to scale all our work by 15%. We dream of a world where women and children will no longer be bought or sold as commodities. We invite you to join us in this journey of rewriting the stories of these broken lives by investing 2 crores to help us impact 300 more girls and women. Join us in making this world a better, safer place for women and children. Thank you.
Thanks, Abu, for shedding light on a much needed area. You know, it's fascinating कि इंडिया में हम कहते हैं कि औरत देवी है, लक्ष्मी है, she is so strong that she can tolerate anything. And I want to say this कि it's not out of choice. Tolerate करना पड़ता है क्योंकि कोई option नहीं है. Otherwise हमें नहीं बनना है इतना strong. In fact, in Mukkamar, we also use a poem to this end, which talks about how girls are trained into this. I'd like to share that. शर्म औरत का गहना है, लड़की हो तुमको सहना है. अब इस सोच को बदलना है, अब ना टूटना ना बिखरना है. बुलंद आवाज ये कहना है, हम नदी हैं, हमको बहना है. ना किसी बांध से बंधना है, हम नदी हैं, हमको बहना है. हम नदी हैं, हमको बहना है. With that, let's move on to our next NGO, Tamahar Trust. Tamahar meaning remover of darkness. What a beautiful name. For a child with disability, it could mean living with stigma, lack of access, being excluded, and many times being invisible. Tamahar is here to change just that. To share their mission with us this evening, please welcome Vaishali Pai.
Namaste. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about a subject that is closest to my heart. This is Likit. Cute, naughty, sweet. Unfortunately, not able to bite or chew. He weighs only 17 kilos. Looks like a 2-year-old, but he's actually 5. Born with brain damage at birth causing developmental disability. He is dependent on others and extremely frustrated. His family is distraught and his mother is helpless. But then, this is Likit. When given a chance, grabbing it with both hands. Learning to hold things, learning to feed himself, learning to stand and walk and be independent. Likit's journey has been fantastic. 1.5 years of consistent effort by his family and therapy interventions. It seems almost magical. Look at that smile. It just is lovely. Unfortunately, there are many, many children like Likit. 1 in 100 children have developmental disabilities due to brain damage. And most of them do not get the kind of support that Likit has got. There are many reasons for it, but just to tell you a few. One of the huge reasons is the awareness or lack of it in the community and the families. The parents even don't know that they have a child who is not developing well in the first few years. Communities don't see them. These children are hidden. There is poor infrastructure and accessibility. Parents find it difficult to travel with these children in public transport. And most importantly, perhaps, the lack of professionals, doctors or therapists or special educators to give support. Like in any other condition, early diagnosis leads to better prognosis. The same is true with these children. Tamahar wants to make a difference in this scenario, and we do this through multiple initiatives. We raise awareness, we go into the communities, we talk to the people, we talk to doctors, community health workers to bring about early identification and to help them provide early intervention. Another most important part is to make parents the primary therapists of these children. So we have continuous trainings for the same. Caregiving of these children is a 24/7 job, and it is emotionally devastating. We have programs that take care of their emotional health. And one of the most important things that we do is we create special educators. One individual special educator can affect the lives of 100 families, 100 such families. And ordinary people can learn and train to become so. I started Tamahar in 2009 in a shed with 4 children. Now we are working out of 3 facilities with 50 smart, loving staff. We have 100 children who join us every day for a 3 to 5 hour program. And we have 15 such in-depth programs, including training parents to become their own advocates and advocates for their children. Till date, we have trained about 85 people to become special educators. And this journey has been with a lot of support and accolades. But as you have seen, it is not sufficient. There is a lot more to be done. Our plan for the next 3 years is to reach to at least 100 families in our existing facilities, to train 100 special educators so that they can give good support, and open 4 more centers in Karnataka in underserved areas. The entire thing costs quite a bit. It's 16,000 per month per child. But to see these happy faces, bring the sunshine and joy in families, I'm sure it is worth the effort, and you will want to join us. Thank you.
That was absolutely brilliant and heartwarming, Vaishali. Thank you for inspiring us with your work. And before this evening literally turns dark, let's all join Tamahar in their mission to remove darkness from the lives of children with disabilities. And on that note, on the left-hand side of your screen, you will see a chat button. You can use it to share your comments and queries or just to drop some words of encouragement with all the participants. I now invite Narendra to join us and share more about this fantastic event.
Thanks, Ishita. So wonderful to have your presence here. While Tamahar was speaking over there, we had some Tamahar, that is darkness in the internet over here, but we are working to move over that glitch. Now, to move ahead, here is a very, very interesting way in which we will take things ahead. Visualize that you are peeping inside a room. Visualize you see a group of people there. Whom do you see? You see a poet, you see a corporate leader, you see a philanthropist, you see a prolific writer, you see a social impact leader, and you see the chair of SVP India's Kolkata chapter. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say you see a group of 6 people? Nah. All of these 6 people are actually one single person, and that is our beloved Sunil Bhandari. I'm so delighted to invite him to speak with Dr. Darshana Joshi from the NGO Vigyanshala International and Arun Gupta from NGO Pinkesh Foundation to learn more about their journey after last year's Fast Pitch.
Thanks, Naren. We have now heard 4 of our 12 NGO pitches, It's been an incredibly moving experience for me, at least. I really can't wait to hear the remaining pitches. And it's wonderful to see so many people in the audience this evening. Fast Pitch is certainly about a community coming together. And now, an ultra special hello to Darshana and Arun. So good to have you both. So, when I see you both, I remember what Meryl Streep once said. She said, "What makes you different is what makes for your strength." And both of you really embody the spirit of that quote. So let me delve immediately into your experience of fast pitch. So Darshan, if I can start with you first. So how did participating in fast pitch benefit you personally?
Thank you, Sunil, for that question and having me here today. I think one of the most incredible experiences of fast pitch is helping you sharpen your own storytelling skills. And for me, this has been one of the biggest skills that I have learned in the last 3 months of being part of this fast pitch. Having 4 different coaches from different parts of India literally helped me, win one of the most coveted fellowships for social entrepreneurs globally. And I'm extremely grateful.
Wow. What you are on?
So Sunil, it was a transformative journey and a milestone in many ways for Pinkish as well as for me personally. I think apart from strategic thinking, program management, storytelling, the most important thing I want to highlight is the importance of learning, the importance of being receptive to learning at every stage. When we work with these fine mentors, these people with a lot of knowledge and wise people, the way they come across, the way they articulate, the way there's a lot to learn from them. And that mellows you down, that opens up you to new ideas. And that's a big transformation which I experienced in myself, which I'm so thankful for.
That's really impactful. So taking off from what you said, Arun, what was the biggest impact of fast pitch on your organization?
A couple of things I would specifically like to mention, Sunil. One, clarity of purpose and mission. We were doing many things, and in our communication, we were not very clear about what we do. And so the identity after that has much more improved. The whole team has clearly come out with a mission and vision statement, and of course the funding that comes with the fast pitch, which is an open grant that helps us to invest into the fundamentals, the technology platform, our communication channels, and that is helping us reach out to newer horizons, access to more CSR funding, and that is helping us grow, and we have grown considerably over the last year.
Fantastic. So what about you, Darshana?
I would echo what Arun has just said. The impact of fast pitch on our organization has been multifold, not just in terms of the visibility it brought us within the ecosystem. There were a lot of inbound interest, and as a result of which our funding grew almost 5x in the last 1 year. And then the things that I learned from my coaches in terms of storytelling, in terms of strategic thinking, I was able to translate it to various teams in my organization, not just the communication team or the fundraising team, but the product and the ops team as well. And I think that was very, very powerful for us as a young organization to be able to bring this clarity of communication to various parts of the organization was fantastic. And as a result, we are able to attract a large range of stakeholders, perhaps.
So, taking off from that, Darshana, what can our audience learn about building networks and connections that benefit NGOs most through an event like Fast Pitch?
That's a fantastic question, Sunil. Networks have an exponential impact in terms of anybody's journey. For us, being part of this SVP ecosystem has been equally exponential. After the fast pitch, we got inducted into SVP Pune, and then as I mentioned earlier, we also got lots of inbound leads for our work. But the most important network that I would say has been the peer network and the support system that we have built in SVP to be able to lean on people like Arun and others from our cohort when we need any advice. And as a social entrepreneur, this journey is very isolating. When you get a community, a tribe like this supporting and having your back, it makes it all the more worthwhile. So I'm extremely grateful to SVP Fast Pitch for bringing this amazing peer network to us.
Wow. What are your thoughts about this, Arun?
Yes, and absolutely echoing that thought of the peer network. But apart from that, SVP itself is such a strong network of knowledge and everything. You just get plugged into it with SVP Fast Pitch. So for us, like whether we are working on governance models or anything, it just takes a call to SVP and they connect you with one of the experts in a different domain, in any domain that you want to get knowledge in. And that helps you immensely. For example, we recently got registered on the social stock exchange, and all that knowledge and guidance came from SVP. And now we are one of the youngest organizations successfully registered, waiting to be listed on the social stock exchange. Otherwise, unthinkable for somebody of our size.
This is such a good thing to hear. So thank you so much, Darshan and Arun, for sharing your thoughts with all of us. Really appreciate your being here and all the best for the future.
Thank you,
Over,
Sunil.
over to you, Naren.
Thanks, Darshana, Arun, and Sunil for navigating the discussion so beautifully well. It is so amazing and exciting to know the impact of Fast Pitch on our past NGO presenters. You know, the courage to put up this kind of a huge event comes because of these 2 years success stories. It is electrifying to listen to their story. Time for me to also share a couple of great news with you. We are delighted to share with you that we have 1,500 plus people currently join us live in this event. And as if this is not good enough, there is a super fantastic news for all present here. It's not Diwali season yet, but we are delighted to announce a double dhamaka. A group of donors have come together and put up matching donation pool. What does it mean? They will match whatever you donate. For every rupee you donate to any one of these NGOs, using the donate button on the screen, a matching donation will be given to that NGO. The NGO therefore gets a much larger amount. Yes, you heard me right. Your contributions help the NGOs get a lot more. So, what are you waiting for? Go on and donate now. And it is also time for me to bring in Aman Sharma, founder of NGO Teach, who will continue to take us through the event ahead. Aman?
Thanks, Naren. Time for us to get back to these fast pitch NGOs. अक्सर हमारी बिजी लाइफ में हम भूल जाते हैं हमारे आसपास कौन रह रहा है, हमें वो लोग दिखाई नहीं देते, पर जब नजरिए से मिलता है तो एक कहानी की शुरुआत हो जाती है। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, लेट्स वेलकम वानविल ट्रस्ट, जिसकी नजर ऐसे बच्चों पर पड़ी जो आम जनता को कभी दिखाई नहीं देते, और आज रेवाती आ रही है हमारा नजरिया बदलने।
Hi, I'm Revati Radhakrishnan, the founder of Anahat Trust. We work for the education and empowerment of nomadic tribal communities. It was 2005. I was a filmmaker and journalist visiting the port town of Nagapatnam, which was one of the worst affected areas in the devastating 2004 Asian tsunami. I was having chai with my friends in Nagapatnam bus stand, and a young girl with an extremely thin infant came to beg to us. That infant was Lakshmi. I had never seen a child so malnourished in my life. We asked a few questions and they quietly trailed away. I followed them, and that journey is Vanavil. Lakshmi belongs to the Bumbu Matakarar community, one of the many nomadic tribes who live in India. The nomadic tribes are erstwhile musicians, performers, livestock keepers, transporters, acrobats, soothsayers, and much more, but all reduced today to extreme marginalization, homelessness, and poverty. What you see is the startling number of nomads who cannot even read the board of a bus or their own Aadhaar card. The literacy rate of the nomadic tribes is less than that of the people of Somalia. There are 200,000 children like Lakshmi in Tamil Nadu alone. Most of them are out of school due to lack of documents, and those who go face segregation, abusive slurs, and discrimination. We started feeding the children, but they were still going to beg. We tried to put them into school, but they could not withstand the abuse. With our learnings and many dialogues with the community, we decided that education will be the weapon for creating sustainable change. So we started Vanavil, which means rainbow in Tamil, as an effort to give an opportunity for other children in the community a chance at life. We started the first Vanavil school in 2005 in Nagapattinam, a school where every child will be accepted, where learning will be a joyous experience and nutritious food would be provided. Vanavil Solution is a holistic approach at education. Alongside running a school which imparts inclusive education in an empathetic manner, we also run programs that work for preventing child labor and child marriage and child begging, creating livelihoods for the mothers, providing health care, curbing malnutrition, and a higher education scholarship for the nomadic children. In 18 years, our committed and passionate team has proved that if addressed holistically and empathetically, we can break the barriers of generational poverty and caste stigma. In 2005, when we started Vanavil, there was not a single graduate from the community. Today, I'm happy to share that Vanavil supports 140 students in various colleges in Tamil Nadu. We have rescued more than 1,000 children from the clutches of child begging, and as of this moment are supporting the education of 1,500 nomadic tribal children. Meet some stars of Vanavil. Devi, who's a nurse, Anjamal, who's training to be a paramedic, Meena, who works in a television channel, Bhuvaneshwari, who's become a social worker, Selvarani, a textile designer, and Mohanambal, who's training to become a dentist. All this is just addressing 1% of the problem. We need everyone from the civil society, corporate sector, government, and philanthropy to come together and act. Act immediately so that these 8 indigenous people of our nation, our fellow citizens, can access education and live a life of dignity. We're seeking your support for our education project in 5 districts of Tamil Nadu and to scale our reach to another 5 districts. Going back to Lakshmi, my quest to save her 18 years ago came to a very disturbing end within 3 months. Unfortunately, Lakshmi passed away, unable to fight the acute malnutrition she was born into. But I would like to share the story of another child I met around the same time. She joined Vanavil School as a 12-year-old, studied hard, cleared exams, graduated in economics. She was the first graduate of our community and our school. She chose to become a teacher and she works as one now. Coincidentally, her name is also Lakshmi. You can change the lives of many Lakshmis in this community. Please extend your unconditional and generous support for their education and well-being. Thank you.
वाह, रेवाती को सुन के मेरा नजरिया ही बदल गया। एक लक्ष्मी ही सैकड़ों लक्ष्मी की मदद कर सकती है। एक लक्ष्मी वो जो रेवाती के पास है और दूसरी जो आपके पास है। So let us all generously come together for Revati's mission. Remember, you can do it via the donate button, right side of your screen. Thank you, Anahat Trust. हिंदी में कहावत है, भूखे पेट भजन ना हो गोपाला, ये ले तेरी कंठी ये ले तेरी माला। भूख एक ऐसी चीज है जो एक इंसान को कोर्ट का जज भी बना सकती है और वहीं खड़ा हुआ गुनहगार भी। That is the power of hunger, my friend. Let us welcome our passionate presenter, Rubin Mascarenas, working on eliminating the hunger problem through the citizen movement by Khaana Chahiye Foundation.
Hi, I'm Rubin Mascarenas, co-founder and director of the Khaana Chahiye Foundation. On 29th of March 2020, when we went to the Western Express Highway, armed with 1,200 cooked meals in the middle of the COVID pandemic, I still can't forget the first family that we came across below a flyover in Mumbai's Bandra East. I asked them when did they have their last meal. They replied it was 3 days ago. When I tried to give them 4 lunch packets, instead of accepting them, they asked me to cross the road and give it to the family on the other side because they had children. This really touched us. It is this incident which sparked a movement which was inspired by the spirit of Mumbai. We are the Chahiye Foundation. We are a citizens movement which is now a non-profit working at actualizing SDG 2, Zero Hunger. We wish to make India hunger-free, beginning with Mumbai. Khana Chahiye is colloquial Hindi. It is both a question and an assertion about needing food when hungry, and hence our choice of name. We believe that hunger is avoidable suffering and unutilized potential. We dare to imagine a world without hunger and are working towards actualizing it using smart technology, best talent, and by driving local ownership by both governments and communities. A substantial number of people living on the margins in Mumbai cannot feed themselves adequately or regularly. We have our origins in the COVID pandemic when we were able to create impact at scale by working with over 200 grassroots organizations. Post the pandemic, these organizations were our eyes and ears across Mumbai, and it is they who reached out to us about hunger persisting in their communities. Take, for example, baby Ruksar, who is specially able. She's supported by her father, who is a daily wage earner at the local railway station. He is a single parent who doesn't have a regular job. She lost her grandmother during the pandemic. Ruksar is not alone, and thousands of children sleep on Mumbai streets hungry every night. There is no data. Even the government doesn't know. If we ask the question, how many people suffer from extreme hunger in Mumbai, there are no easy answers. As per the BMC, this number is just 14,000, which is obviously the consequence of a dated survey, which makes any meaningful intervention obsolete. If one would extend and extrapolate the NSSO data, this number is 10 lakh people who are hungry in a city like Mumbai. Because we do not have adequate data, we wish to map the microclusters of those in extreme need and drive its adoption by local grassroots communities. The idea is to create a crowdsourced feedback loop so that the data is relevant and drives better visualizations and engagement and government interventions. We first identify those who are in extreme need and drive community adoption so that relief reaches the people who need them. Because it is hunger, we need to have a response in the here and now. We run 2 community kitchens, which are part of our crisis management infrastructure that we advocate for. The one in Kurla is run by a women's self-help group. The one in Ulhasnagar is run by a transgender persons collective. Together, they cater to 8 microclusters and serve 525 meals a day. They've actually realized zero hunger in the vicinities of these kitchens. We also run an SOS grocery op for those families in extreme need. We have a WhatsApp chat bot to report hunger. We have partnerships with organizations like TIS and CSSC. We collect over 34 fields of socioeconomic data. We have a detailed process of validation and verification, post which we provide one-time assistance, which is a family grocery kit, which is food worth 18 kgs to a family of 4, which suffices them 2 square meals over 2 weeks. Till date, we've been able to serve over 76 lakh cooked meals, supported over 70,000 odd families, and during the migrant worker crisis, supported over 6 lakh migrant workers. What has worked for us is our immediate response and collaboration. We were able to get the city to adopt our fight against hunger, and we wish to replicate the same at scale. Our ask is 1 crore rupees for the next financial year. This is primarily to sustain our operations, which is 525 meals at a cost of rupees 30 per meal over 12 months, and 150 family grocery kits at the cost of rupees 1,000 per kit. We also wish to expand our resources so that we can work on long-term interventions for hunger, like establishing micro kitchens and mapping Mumbai's residue to the streetlights so that they have access to ration cards. Mumbai's residue don't have ration cards because they don't have proof of address. We wish to change that. These are a few visuals of our team and our team in action. We look forward to your support in our fight against hunger.
तो आज क्यों ना हम उन बच्चों का, उन परिवारों का पेट भरने के मिशन में रुबीन का साथ दें. Well done, Khaana Chahiye Foundation, for your incredible work. All the very best. Let no child sleep hungry, my friends. शर्मा जी के लड़के का तो सुन लिया, अब शर्मा जी की लड़की को बुलाया जाए. इशिता, where are you?
I'm right here. Thank you, Aman. So let's dive in. We all know India has a population of 1.41 billion. But did you know that we have just 31,000 primary healthcare centers to cater to the 1.4 billion population? That means just one center for almost 50,000 citizens. Do we even think about this when we fall sick? Where do the poor even go for their healthcare? Our next NGO, Anahat Foundation, is focused on solving exactly this problem in Bangalore. To share their journey, please welcome their founder, Priya Desai.
Hi, I'm Priya from Anahat, a non-profit working in public health. Meet Arumugam, a 65-year-old waste picker. What do you think is wrong with him? I thought he had just hurt his foot when we met him. It was infected and swollen, gradually getting worse over 4 months. It wasn't just an injury. Arumugam had undiagnosed diabetes, which led to diabetic foot. Eventually, his foot had to be amputated, forcing him to stop working. Can you imagine losing a limb because of diabetes? 30 people in India get amputated every minute due to diabetic foot. Like Arumugam, many people wait until they really don't feel well before going to a doctor. The amputation could have easily been avoided had his diabetes been caught early, but he didn't have access to healthcare. We got him admitted and his surgery covered by insurance, but by the time we met him, it was too late. Diabetes leads to debilitating conditions like these, severely impacting quality of life and productivity. India is now the diabetes capital of the world. An estimated 100 million people now live with this disease. And we might think it affects only the rich, but with worsening lifestyles across the board, it impacts the poor too, much harder. Half of Bangalore's population lives in slums. Each of the city's 147 primary health centers cater to about 1 lakh people, 3x the recommended number, meaning they're under-resourced and not enough in number to cover the city's actual population. And so the poor lack access to timely public health care. The only solution is a focus on prevention, early diagnosis, and management. Anahat works to improve access to quality, affordable primary and preventive healthcare, moving away from the emergency response framework that both people and the healthcare system currently operate on. People should be able to access healthcare when they need it to avoid such extreme end results, which are entirely preventable when the disease is caught early. Anahat runs a free clinic and conducts health camps in slums in Bangalore that work in a hub and spoke model, where camp referrals come to the clinic for follow-up care. Our preventive health program focuses on metabolic diseases, chronic pain, and mental health. Our primary health program is anchored at the Anahat Clinic, where we offer free consultation with an allopathic doctor, 100 plus medicines, and 70 plus diagnostic lab tests. We see a footfall of about 2,000 patients every month. More than half have at least one lifestyle disease like diabetes, hypertension or blood pressure, hypothyroidism, respiratory, and cardiovascular disease. The first vertical in our preventive health program is Prerna, a behavior change workshop for diabetes and hypertension patients on the importance of diet, nutrition, exercise, and managing stress. We have seen dramatic improvements, with some patients even reversing the disease and being weaned off medication. Ananda is our mental health vertical. Our in-house counselor helps patients deal with stress, grief, anxiety, and conflict, also explaining the links between mental and physical health. Many of our patients are manual laborers and domestic workers who live with chronic pain. Physiotherapy helps them understand the importance of active movement in managing chronic pain. Since 2017, Anahat has impacted over 11,000 unique patients through our free clinic and health camps, with a 22-fold increase in just 7 years. We reached a further 3 lakh people during COVID, assisting the government with screenings and vaccinations. 7 out of 10 of our patients return to us for follow-up care, indicating an acute demand for our work. My mother, Rani, and I started Anahat because we had 2 sudden health scares that were life-changing. We are deeply committed to this work because we have personally experienced the impact a chronic disease can have, not just on the patient, but on the entire family. I have worked in the social sector on water, sanitation, literacy, and now public health, while Rani has worked in public health extensively, implementing primary and preventive health programs in several states when she led Biocon Foundation. India cannot achieve Sustainable Development Goal 3 good health for all without collaboration. Help us double our reach to 6,000 patients this year through our free clinic and health camps at a cost of just 3,500 rupees per patient per year. What you might spend on a family outing. That's what it costs to prevent what happened to Arumugam and millions of others like him. The people who clean our streets and homes, cook for us, pick up our waste from happening again. Let's work towards a future where good health becomes our nation's ultimate wealth. Thank you.
That was very inspiring and a much needed cause. It's such a common saying, but we really cannot emphasize it enough. Health is wealth. And for the Anahat team, wealth can create health. So here's your cue to use the donate button on the right side of your screen and continue to support these fantastic organizations. Moving on to our next one. NGO Project Second Chance. जिंदगी हमेशा हमें दूसरा मौका जरूर देती है, जिसे कल कहते हैं. Don't we all just love second chances? Much of our success sometimes is entirely dependent on getting that one more second chance, that आखिरी मौका. Project Second Chance brings that chance, that mauka, for people who really need it, to rebuild a life of dignity and social acceptance. To share their story with us, let's welcome Mohit Raj.
Hello, everyone. I want you to meet Avnish, a 24-year-old boy from rural Uttar Pradesh. When he was growing up, he was a terrific theatre actor. He used to represent his school at district plays. In 2016, due to some unfortunate incident, he landed up in Tihar jail. After spending 5 years in Tihar jail, the court found him not guilty. In 2021, he worked as a free man. But in this course, he lost the most precious 5 years of his life. But is Avnish an exception? Today, I'll take you to the dark, damp world of Indian prisons. There are more than 550,000 people in Indian prisons today. 3 out of 4, 75% of them are coming from extremely poor background and are under trials. They are awaiting justice, not proven guilty. But why is it happening? Because Indian prisons lack models of access to justice. Indian prisons do not provide these opportunities. But what Avnish did around it? In 2021, when Avnish came out of prison, he decided to help release prisoners with jobs, shelter, drug de-addiction, mental health through India's first helpline, which he built. His helpline connects released prisoners to NGOs and civil society organizations and government organizations. Meet Rahul. When he got out of prison, he realized that marginalized people need legal representation. He built India's first pro bono legal tech platform where he connects marginalized families to 150 plus lawyers who provide them free legal counseling to get their loved ones out of the system. Meet Amit. After his incarceration, he started India's first school in the prison campus. Today, 3 states have adopted these schools in their prisons. 6,000 plus prisoners have got educated to fight for their rights. But what is common between Avnish, Rahul, and Amit? They are second chance fellows. Second chance fellows are reformed ex-prisoners who join us full-time after their release to design innovative access to justice models, which after proof of concept, we give it to the prison system to help the most poor and marginalized. How it works? We have 5 ways. Our team goes inside prison and select these fellows. In the first few months, they find a systemic problem. So how Rahul found a systemic problem that poor and marginalized people need legal representation. Once they identify a problem, they design an intervention. So how he built that legal tech platform, got pro bono lawyers on board and implement this intervention. The pilot happens for 1 year. And once the pilot reaches its proof of concept stage, the prison system adapts it. In past 6 years, 25 of such fellows have graduated, and they have created 7 models which have impacted 11,000 plus prisoners with reformation and rehabilitation opportunities. Here's a picture of Sejal, one of our beneficiary with his second chance card. Our model is trusted by Department of Justice. 3 states have adopted our models. And for this work, I was awarded by President Obama, and I also became Ashoka Fellow. Our vision is to create hundreds of such leaders like Rahul and Avnish, and who can create hundreds of access to justice models. We are planning to scale in the next 5 years to 7 most influential prisons. Whatever happens in these prisons, scale it to all India. Our annual budget is 1.25 crores, and we have a deficit of 60 lakhs. We believe everyone deserves a second chance, and it is your chance to provide it today to someone. Thank you.
Thanks, Mohit. This is such important work. कहने को तो जो जेल से बाहर आया वो अब free है, आजाद है. But your work is truly helping them rebuild their life and become independent in a more meaningful way. More power to you. Great. And with this, let's bring Narendra back to share more about this fantastic event.
Wow, what inspiring speeches, what inspiring presentations. And that's the best thing about Fast Pitch. Besides Fast Pitch, for the last decade, SVP India has been converting individuals to philanthropists who in turn mentor, support, and work shoulder to shoulder with NGOs across the country. Over these long years, SVP India has supported 135 plus NGOs to grow their vision, to scale their impact, and to build their capacities to sustain their work. And we are able to do this good work because of our 600 plus amazing partners. It's time for some amazing, exciting updates. We have more than 1,750 people currently joining us live at this beautiful event. And so far, through online donations, we have just crossed the magical number of 56 lakh rupees. In other words, with the matching grants, this means more than 1 crore will be received by the NGOs so far. Keep on giving, my dear audience. Each one of these projects requires all your support. And friends, I'm sure you are paying close attention to all the pitches this evening. Use the audience poll button to rate the NGOs. The submit button will get activated at the end of the 12th pitch. Your voice matters. Aman, let me welcome you back to introduce the final few NGOs.
Thank you, Naren. We are now moving on to the final 4 speakers. Keep the love coming, guys. Did you know that the key to student success is a great school? But what is the key to the great school? Yes, it is a great principle. Our friend Boyduryo Sen brilliantly translated this ideology as a purpose of his life. And let us welcome him and his NGO Alokit to tell us more about their work.
This is the picture of a Bhavai folk dance from Rajasthan. As you can see, this involves balancing several heavy earthen pots on the head while performing to music. Needless to say, it requires years of training to be able to perform to something like this. In India, there's several leaders who have to carry the weight of their responsibilities on their head and finding it hard to balance it. And sometimes they're not even trained for the job. I'm talking about the school principals. They have to ensure a smooth school administration, ensure infrastructure is up to mark, engage parents, train teachers, plan and monitor different school activities while facing the pressure of different government orders and the need to perform well in the annual examinations. And to top it all, they do not get adequate support for their job too. This is where we come in at Alokit. Hello everyone, my name is Boyduryo Sen and I'm the co-founder of Alokit. We work with school principals and headmistresses from India's government schools. Our vision is to see all children learning in high quality schools led by empowered leaders in India. The headmistress, the principals, the different education officials within the school education department. Now, you may ask, why do we work with school leaders? Studies have shown that training school leaders is extremely cost effective and has a disproportionate impact on student learning outcomes. But there are three problems of school leadership in India. School leaders are seldom selected based on their competencies, but on the number of years they've spent on their jobs. Second, they lack continuous professional development programs. And lastly, they get limited contextual support from people who understand the school issues. As the first problem will take a while to solve, we focus on the second and the third. We work closely with the government partners to co-design professional development programs for the school leaders and also help them take decisions based on the data that is coming out of our programs. School leaders, we have a three-pronged model. We train them on competencies that are required for them to be proficient at their jobs. We provide contextualized support through coaching. And lastly, leadership is a very lonely job. We create spaces where they can come together in small groups and discuss the challenge and success with each other. Our training is focused both on the competencies ranging from increasing the self-awareness to their ability to set long-term plans and monitor progress towards it, and also on the end outcomes, which are creating safer schools, improving school culture, and improving student learning outcomes. Now, let me show you how we get things done. During COVID lockdown, we were working with the Andhra Pradesh social welfare schools, where the secretary identified that retention of girls was becoming a huge problem. We trained Kiranmay ma'am and 150 other school leaders in that network, and we found out that they were in touch with less than 5% of the students. We trained them on how to conduct phone surveys. We coached them on how to ask probing questions, and also they came together in small communities to discuss their challenges. Kiranmay ma'am and her teachers surveyed all our 500 students and unfortunately found out one girl who was about to get married and another who had just gotten married. Magic unfolded after that. Kiranmay ma'am and her teachers went out into the community, convinced the in-law of the girl who had just gotten married to send her back to school, convinced the parents of the girl who was about to get married to stop it, and successfully reintegrated both of them back to school. Imagine the power and influence that a school leader has over the student and the communities. Just like Kiranmay ma'am, we have worked with over 4,000 school leaders since 2020, partnering with 8 different government partners and impacting over 500,000 students. Our programs have shown schools have set agenda for re-enrolling girl students. Our programs have also resulted in school leaders improving in their ability to make data-driven decisions, which also resulted in close to 18,000 students improving their reading skills in a span of just 6 months. Also, our government partners have been able to make new policy decisions because of our program. School leaders are the roots of school education systems. Only when we have a competent and confident school leader can we expect the schools to improve, where the teachers teach with passion and students thrive in their lives. In 2024, we are going to work with a new set of schools in a different geography to develop the leadership competencies and transform the school and student outcomes. For this, our ask is 1.5 crores. Come join us in supporting school leaders like Kiranmay ma'am, who could have a transformational effect for students coming from the most marginalized communities in India. Looking for a long and enduring partnership with all of you. Thank you.
The most powerful tool in the hands of the weak today is education. One educated child can eliminate intergenerational poverty. May you get lots of visibility by Duryo, which enables you to create much greater social impact. This area of work closely resonates with me, with my day-to-day life. Yes, it is children with disabilities and their inclusion. From an ideology of kuch to mila to getting them what they really deserve is a journey by itself. To fulfill Jayam Trust, their dream of building an inclusive culture, let us hear from G. Sayadevi.
I am Saya Devi, founder of Jayam Trust. My brother Jairaj inspired me to start Jayam Trust. He was my best friend and a sweet, loving child for my parents. However, he was intellectually disabled. The government school did not accept him. My father was a daily wage worker, could not afford to send him to a special school till he was 15. When I was visiting him at school, I was shocked to see that his hands had been tied up to restrain him because he was hyperactive. This incident affected me very much. And so, after my BCom, I pursued B.Ed Special Education and also Diploma, in which I secured All India first rank. Unfortunately, Jairaj passed away in my arms when he was just 19. It was then I had a dream to help all children like Jairaj. I started Jayam Trust in his memory in 2011 for the children with autism and intellectually disabled. There are a number of problems that autistic and intellectually disabled children and their families face. At Jayam, we understand their challenges in a detailed and specific way. Every child who enters in Jayam is assessed across 400 motor and functional parameters over a period of 2 weeks, enabling us to evaluate individual children's specific needs. This helps us prepare a customized individual educational program depending on the extent and nature of the disability. Parents are our key partners in this process. We have full-time senior staffs to managing the operation and 20 dedicated qualified special educators and therapists. We follow not the easier NAOS curriculum, but the more rigorous Tamil Nadu State Board curriculum. Our focus is all-round development of every child. Along with special education, we incorporate with music, yoga, dance, and special Olympic program in an integrated manner into our curriculum. We also provide nutritional meals. We provide skill training for their livelihood so that they can be economically empowered. Our 13 years journey has been very difficult, but we are proud of the difference we have made in the God's own children. Cumulatively, we have impacted lives of 1650 unique children. A remarkable fact is that our results in the board exam have consistently been 100%. We successfully transition 15% of children to the mainstream school every year. Our holistic program have helped many children to reduce their dependence on medication. Meet Harish Shetty. He was similar like Jairaj. His parent felt helpless. No school would grant him admission, but Jayam welcomed him. With the continuous support and guidance, I'm proud to say that Harish topped the SSLC board exam. Also provide follow-up and counseling support for his higher studies. He qualified as a mechanical engineer and working with TVS company, earning 30,000 per month. His parents thought Harry should become a burden for his family, but now he is a proud breadwinner for his family. We feel humbled by the numerous awards we have received, but we want to grow more. In order to grow our impact more, our biggest challenge is that of infrastructure. Currently, we operate 3 small rented premises and utilize the ground on a part-time basis for sports. We have been compelled to accommodate 165 children in the space that can only accommodate 120. Our vision is to create an integrated model school with its own ground for sports. Our plan is to provide best in class education for 180 children from underprivileged families in this school. We need funding of rupees 2.2 crore to give a concrete shape to this dream. You can also support one child education for a year of rupees 48,000. Once this integrated school stabilizes, we aim to many schools in Chennai with this best practice so that they can also realize their full potential. I don't want any child to face the fate of Jairaj. Join us in transforming the lives of these very special children. Thank you.
After listening to Saya Devi, one message is clear. Inclusion is not on papers. Inclusion is a mindset. Let us take an opportunity to build ourselves much more inclusive and support Jayam Trust to the much needed cause. A reminder once again to support these fantastic NGOs. Click on the donate button on your right side of the screen. We all are so much busy competing against our personal gains. But do you know, several other children are actually competing others against the life-threatening diseases or sickness. There is a race against time. पर उन बच्चों का हंसना, मुस्कुराना, धीरे धीरे उनका सपना पूरा करना is the mission of Happy Home Feet Foundation. Let us welcome our next speaker, Mansi from Happy Feet Home Foundation, sharing her inspirational journey of having faith against time.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mansi and I'm from Happy Feet Home Foundation. Meet Arvind. Arvind came to us when he was 13 years old. Arvind has HIV and he lost his parents to AIDS when he was very little. At 13, Arvind weighed only 17 kilos. He used to be sick all the time. He used to be in and out of hospitals. In fact, there was this one time that Arvind was in the hospital for 6 straight months. Sana is a thalassemia major patient. She has to undergo blood transfusion twice every month. During one such transfusion, Sana contracted HIV and thyroid. Imagine living with 3 critical illnesses. Sana grew up as an extremely timid child who was constantly worried about her health. Today, Arvind is a 17-year-old boy. He weighs 47 kilos and he goes to learn cricket. And guess what? He actually lifts a 17-kilo kit bag with him every time he goes to play cricket. In December 2022, his dream of meeting his favorite cricketer, Mr. Sachin Tendulkar, came true. Sana is a confident 16-year-old girl. She goes to college, she learns art and calligraphy. Her illness is no longer her identity, and she wants to be an artist when she grows up. Hello, we are Happy Feet Home. We work with children who live with life-limiting, life-shortening illnesses such as HIV, thalassemia, and cancer, and we take care of them. We ensure that our children manage their illnesses well and that they live full lives. We do this through our 4 programs, which are our daycare program, our hospital outreach program, our community outreach program, and our home care program. Our daycare program is designed to ensure that every child gets the nurture, nourishment, and support they need to lead a happy and empowered life. We do this through our free of cost services such as nutrition, education vocation, psychosocial support, and medical support. We have 130 children who are registered with us in our daycare program. For our hospital outreach program, we have partnered with Sion Hospital. Our team makes sure that there is a safe space for children, that they are positively engaged, and their caregivers have some respite. We have over 2,000 children in our hospital outreach program. Our community outreach program is basically to ensure that there is a seamless relationship between the families and our organization. And we do this through our teleconsulting, our home visits, and our caregivers' needs. For all our children who are extremely critical or have restricted movement, we make sure we take all our services at their doorstep in the comforts of their home through our home care program. In the last 10 years, we have reached 10 times in our numbers. From 204, we have reached almost 2,500 children in 2023. In the next 3 years, we wish to grow. We definitely want to increase the number of our children to 5,000. And we want to partner with 5 new hospitals. We also want to start a residential home in Mumbai. Our budget is 2 crore 19 lakhs, and our ask is for our most important programs, which are our daycare program and our home care program. And we need 1 crore 64 lakh rupees for that. The Arvinds and Sanas of the world deserve to live a happy life despite their critical illnesses. If they can show so much enthusiasm, courage, and bravery, we can surely help them to shine in their lives and to make their dreams come true. We at Happy Feet Home are invested in making sure that we take care of our children, and we hope for your support in our endeavor. Thank you.
मानसी ने सिखाया कि सपने जीने के लिए समय की नहीं, राइट सपोर्ट और टाइमली केयर की जरूरत है। आइए क्यों ना हम भी इस कम समय का पूरा फायदा उठाएं और हैप्पी फीट होम फाउंडेशन को सपोर्ट करें। And now here we are with the final presentation of the evening. As I had said earlier, this is the very evening us NGO leaders keep waiting for. Yes, the evening that can transform lives of millions of people at a go with your generous donation. We have often seen a son take over his father's business, but here we meet Shafqat Alam, who was inspired by his father's life purpose to rehabilitate children from rag pickers community and scale Tiljala's work. Yes, let us welcome our final NGO for this evening, Tiljala Society for Human and Educational Development.
Hi, I'm Shafqat Alam, and I'm from Tiljala Society for Human and Educational Development, working in Kolkata. Our founder and inspiration is my father, Muhammad Alamgir. Despite coming from humble background, he is the first law graduate in this community in the early 1980s. After graduating, instead of practicing law, he decided to dedicate his life for the community. He would say that he was doing this because he was selfish. He would say that we belong to the community, and if poverty is not controlled now, crime will only get worse. So it is in my selfish interest to continue my father's vision. Normally, जब हम स्लम में लोगों को देखते हैं, we might feel बेचारे. But slum के अंदर भी there are some people that the slum people themselves look down upon. Yes, they are the rag pickers community. They are the people who scavenge out of the waste and sell those things to make a livelihood. They face social ostracism because of their profession, and people consider them filthy for going through trash. स्लम के अंदर भी आज भी हायरार्की है, और ये बेचारे उस हायरार्की में भी सबसे नीचे हैं. आज के दिन भी कोलकाता में एस्टिमेटेड 80,000 से 1,20,000 rag pickers हैं. At Tiljala Shed, we rescue the children from rag picking and put them into schools. Some of these children have never been to school until the age of 12 years. Students को uplift करने के लिए हम लोग एक holistic education provide करते हैं. We do after school joyful learning classes in which the primary school children learn words through games and play, and the older kids learn English, maths, and science through our visual learning tools. We also provide them with a nutritious meal, give access to a library, and do other extracurricular activities like taekwondo. और हम बच्चे को एजुकेशनल टूर के लिए भी ले जाते हैं. इस तरह से हम अपने बच्चों का होलिस्टिक लर्निंग करवाते हैं. Our mission is to create one graduate in each rag picking family. So far, we have admitted almost 20,000 children into schools. But the one thing we are really proud of is the reduced number of school dropout rate, which was more than 50% in the first 10 years and now stands at just 2%. In the rag pickers community, we found women were more receptive to change. So we trained them to create women self-help groups. यहाँ पर हम उनको कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स और साथ ही स्टेट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स के साथ भी जोड़ते हैं. अब क्योंकि बच्चे स्कूल जाते हैं और रैग पिकिंग नहीं करते हैं, हम उनके मदर्स को तिलजला शेड के ऑल्टरनेटिव सोर्सेज ऑफ इनकम से कंपेंसेट करवाते हैं थ्रू सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स. हम उनको बैंक अकाउंट खोलने में मदद करते हैं, जिनसे वो अपना स्मॉल स्केल बिजनेसेस जैसे कि फ्रूट सेलिंग, टी शॉप एटसेट्रा वगैरह शुरू कर सकें. From the early 80s, when the Orthodox family never allowed the girls to study beyond class 6, now 75% of the girls are completing class 10 and class 12 and even becoming graduates. Instead of marrying at 14, girls are choosing to pursue education and get some skill training for a job. आप देख सकते हैं नाजिया को, शानिया को, सुल्ताना को और राजलक्ष्मी को प्राउडली होल्डिंग देयर अवार्ड्स विच दे हैव वॉन इन डिफरेंट कॉम्पिटिशंस। ये इनका सुनहरा कल है। ये अनीशा है जो अपने फैमिली के साथ बचपन में रैक पिकिंग करती थी। तिलजला शहर में पढ़ने के बाद उसे ताज सेट्स में नौकरी मिली एज अ शेफ। आज भी मुझे वो दिन याद है जब अनीशा पहली बार मेरे साथ ताज सेट्स गई थी। उसके हाथ कांप रहे थे और वो समझ नहीं पा रही थी कि उसके साथ क्या हो रहा है, पर उसको ये यकीन था कि यही वही जगह है कि जहां पर से उसकी किस्मत बदल सकती है। नाउ अनीशा इज कंसिडर्ड एज अ मॉडल एग्जाम्पल इन हर कम्युनिटी। Recently, she has been awarded for her grit and perseverance along with 9 other girls by the British Deputy High Commissioner at Kolkata. क्या होगा अगर हर एक कम्युनिटी में ऐसे अनेक अनीशा हो तो? हमारा 2 साल का प्लान है to reach more children and families by working in more slums adjacent to our current communities. और ये गोल अचीव करने के लिए हम अपने फुल्ली इक्विप्ड लर्निंग सेंटर्स को डबल करना चाहते हैं। इसलिए हमें आपकी सपोर्ट की जरूरत है ताकि हम अपने बच्चों को बेस्ट लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस दे सकें एंड टू क्रिएट वन लर्नर इन ईच फैमिली इज अवर विजन। फॉर ₹19,500 आप एक बच्चे की पढ़ाई को सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं और हम अपने सारे लर्निंग सेंटर्स को कंप्यूटर्स और इंटरनेट के साथ अपलिफ्ट करना चाहते हैं, अब उसको मॉडर्नाइज करना चाहते हैं ताकि हर बच्चे को एक डिजिटल लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस दिया जा सके। आपके सहयोग से हम अपना ये लक्ष्य पूरा कर सकते हैं। जैसे कि मेरे फादर ने कहा था, आई एम सेल्फिश। आइए हम सब सेल्फिश बन जाते हैं अपने समाज के लिए, अपने कम्युनिटी के लिए और ऐसे अनेक अनीशा और अकबर के ड्रीम्स को साकार करने में उनकी मदद करें। जय हिंद।
Thank you, Shafqat, for sharing your journey. After hearing it from you, one question that has struck me very hard. इन बच्चों के हाथ में कचरा होना चाहिए या डिग्री या नौकरियां? This is the simple role to play in supporting you this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes all the pitches for the Fast Pitch 2024. A heartfelt thank you to each of our fellow NGOs for sharing their journey. You have been inspiring. All the very best to you. Let me now hand over this evening back to Naren.
It is so impressive listening to the kind of work and in the number of fields different NGOs are working. It is also so impressive with the way our communities, businesses, foundations, and caring individuals have come together today to support these NGOs at SVP's Fast Pitch. 4 corporate CSRs have been totally moved by the wonderful pitches we heard, and they have agreed to generously donate 1 crore to the Fast Pitch NGOs. It is continuous support like this which encourages SVP to bring back the 3rd edition of Fast Pitch so that small and mid-sized non-profit leaders gain the critical life skills of sharing their organization's story in a compelling manner. So go on now. You've heard all the 12 pitches. Click the donate button and donate to the NGOs of your choices. Now, for the final time, I'm letting you know the donation will be matched with an additional grant. The judges are now going to deliberate and do the final tabulation of the winners. In the meanwhile, dear members of the audience, you have the final 5 minutes to mark your rating for the NGOs in the audience poll. After 5 minutes, this feature will close. The audience selections will be tallied. The audience poll winner will be announced soon. So put your ratings now. On the left side of the screen, you also have a wonderful signature wall where you can put your comments and feedback about the whole evening. We value your voice and cherish your feedback. Let me now invite our SVP India Chair, Govind Iyer, and hear his views on philanthropy, SVP, and Fast Pitch.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, Naren, once again for the 3rd time in 3 years. And I'm delighted to welcome all the viewers on stage. The NGOs have been fantastic and the audience has been super. So I'm really glad to be here, Naren.
My darling friends in the audience, in hearing the great work of these NGOs like me and Govind and the corporates have been moved, I'm sure that you are having an evening of inspiration, joy, and goosebumps. The whole evening has been so inspiring. My heart went wow so many times. Govind, thanks for starting Fast Pitch. I think many in the audience would love to know what are the origins of Fast Pitch? What made you start Fast Pitch?
So, Naren, it was 3 years ago when I was trying to work with the leadership team at SVP and seeing what can we do that's different and meaningful for the society. And we stumbled upon this great asset and property that SVP International had started 10 years ago called Fast Pitch. And the idea was to really get 12 not-for-profits, and we are on our third issue, so about 36 of them so far, to really share their stories with the people at large in India and around the world, and provide an opportunity for them to really get their stories heard and get contributions. While donations is a key element of Fast Pitch, I think the bigger aspect of Fast Pitch is to strengthen these not-for-profits in their storytelling ability, on their ability to get their message across in 300 seconds. Because as we all know, attention spans are getting lesser and lesser in the human mind these days. So the sooner they can make an impact with donors, with stakeholders, with employees, the better their story will be. So I think our contribution to Indian social sector is really building the capabilities of these 36 NGOs in how they can share their stories. That's really the origins. Naren, it's gone from strength to strength. In our first edition, we had about 700 people online. In our second, we had close to 2,000. And today, we'll hopefully cross the 2,500 mark if all goes well. I think we've innovated a lot, and I think we're getting there slowly and steadily. But I think the message of these 12 lovely stories has to be heard by many, many more people across India.
Couldn't agree with you more. We have been conducting Fast Pitch for the last 2 years. This is the third year. Compared to earlier, Govind, what have been some breakthroughs this year?
So a few things we've done differently. I think the first one is in terms of outreach towards NGOs. This year, the team has really gone out their way to get many, many people aware of Fast Pitch. And we had 200 applications, double what we had last year, which was actually a good thing, but a bad thing as well, because it was so challenging to identify the 12 not-for-profits that were amazing. And I think a selection team of over 30 partners of SVP sat down diligently and looked at as many applications and then brought it down to the 12. So I must give a lot of credit to the selection committee of SVP partners that made this happen. So the first thing is we got many more NGOs. The second thing we decided to do this year was how can we provide them far better coaching and training to a program for these NGOs. So we had a fantastic coach, Ravi Shankar, from who's been our partner over the last 3 years, do individual sessions with each of the NGOs and give them the perspective that he would bring. We did something called watch parties, a bit like picking up from the great IPL story. And so we have 8 cities having 8 watch parties for partners and guests, and about 120 to probably 150, I don't know how many the count is going on at this point, which is going to create a lot of enthusiasm and momentum. And the fourth thing we've done this year, I think you already announced it, Naren, is that this year we consciously made an effort to get CSR leaders and companies to see the great work of these 12 NGOs. This is the first time we've done that, and I'm proud to say that we have over 30 CSR leaders on this call today. I'm hoping each of them will take away something and engage with these NGOs even after Fast Pitch. That will be our contribution to the NGOs and society. These are a few things that we've innovated. I do want to, recognize the fact that innovation has its own challenges, and sometimes some things work, sometimes don't. But I think we are going to keep striving to do new things with Fast Pitch every year. And I want to call out the team's effort, the entire leadership team that we have at SVP, which is the SVP Managing Committee made up of the chairs and board members, the leadership team of 18 outstanding staff leaders. All of them collectively have made this happen, really.
Oh, brilliant. And 37 coaches plus 30 people you said who have selected the 12 NGOs, which means it's been a very, very engaging effort from the SVP partners.
It has. And, this time, I think because of the goodness of Fast Pitch over the last 2 years and the value, I think you had announced it earlier. Let me call it out, Naren, more specifically, that while I think NGO grants are happening on the platform of giving, we have over 2 crores in matching grants. So we can go up to 2 crores to really match what's coming on the platform. I know we are getting closer and closer, but I just want to say that this is the generosity of India that's coming to play for these 12 stories. And I really want to commend every single philanthropist who's contributed to this matching grant of 2 crores. And it'll be delightful to see where this takes us going forward. And I want to re-emphasize, while grant giving is important, I think it's the storytelling and it's the muscle that we develop in the NGOs that's really more important than necessarily only the grant giving at this point of time.
Super class. Govind, people are becoming more and more aware and wanting to have meaningful philanthropic journey and not just checkbook philanthropy. Now, having seen philanthropy so closely, how is SVP different from other platforms?
So I think this is best answered by probably some of our partners, but I can really say what they've told me is I think SVP provides a platform for people like me and you, Naren, to work with like-minded individuals, and we're now 600 of us around 8 cities, to really work collectively and make a difference in society. So what, as some of you may be aware, and for those who don't, SVP is a platform where every individual can come in and choose their own journey of philanthropy. You can choose to be working closely with a grassroots NGO. You can choose to participate in fast pitch opportunities like this. You can choose to say, I want to be part of the organizing committee, so I'll be part of the grants committee, the grants review committee, a very bunch of opportunities. So I think what's very different for us, for SVP across India and across the world, is we are here to be an incubation for philanthropy. We're here to get people who haven't engaged with philanthropy to come in and become philanthropists, lifelong givers of their time, of their money, of their wisdom, of their empathy, their passion. So that's the SVP mission and vision. We are not here to just serve fundraising. I just want to be clear. Fast Pitch is one such event. We are here to build engaged philanthropists in the long run, and we hope that the 600 philanthropists we have today will increase their contribution to the society in many ways going forward. That's the difference. The other big difference, Naren, that I want to say is that we experiment, we innovate, we're all individual donors, and we all want to find ways of making the social sector much better. As you're aware, the social sector is a sector which unfortunately is not some sector that gets a lot of capacity grants. It's measured clearly by how it performs. And I do want to make an appeal and a call out to all my colleagues on this call, all my friends on this call, all the others in this call, that trust the NGOs. I can speak for myself that in the last 12 years, I've been engaged with SVP and many other initiatives. The kind of trust I've seen in the NGOs is amazing. I can't think of one NGO that's let me down with their commitments and delivery. So don't hesitate to give. I can say this with full confidence that every rupee you give will be used by the NGOs with huge diligence and trust, and it's in safe hands. So I think we need to trust them much more than we do, and I think we'll get better.
That's a very, very powerful thing to say, that trust the NGOs when we give them money, time, energy, connections, and enthusiasm. Govind, they say when you throw a stone in a body of water, you cannot predict how far the ripples will travel. Now, according to you, how will this evening impact the audience, the NGOs present, and the society at large? How far do you think the ripples will travel?
So I think the first thing is, I'm very thankful for those who come online to hear the stories. I'm very thankful for those that have generously donated. Very thankful to the judges. But I think the biggest value we'll do is we'll build more capacity and capability in the social sector. And I think that's really the mission we all should set out to do, is to make the social sector very robust. We call ourselves NGOs. I think we should call ourselves social profit organizations, because we are delivering profit in a social way and not in a not-for-profit way. I think the moment we move our needle to say social profit is as equal as financial profit or capital profit, we will make a difference in the sector. And I think, Naren, hopefully the 36 stories in the last 3 years and the many, many NGOs we work with will be inspired to reach out and get contributions from many philanthropists of their time and of their money. So that would be my ripple effect, hopefully.
Amazing, amazing. Govind, thanks a million for doing what you do, for creating what you have created, and for all the relentless, boundless energy that you put into Fast Pitch, SVP, and its missions. Friends, a huge round of applause for the entire team of SVP and for Govind for making this beautiful thing happen. Let me just find out if the judges have done their tabulations. Otherwise, I have a couple more interesting questions to ask Govind.
I'm sure they would have done it by now, Naren. They'll be all ready to go. I want to hear them more than me.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Chalo, theek hai. So, if the judges are free, then if we can get them online, it'll be so beautiful, so beautiful. Meanwhile, my darling friends in the audience, please keep adding to every NGO's fund kitty and support them to create a beautiful impact on our society. I often feel they are doing this work on our behalf. We will be back in a few seconds with our three judges to hear their views on their experience for the evening. Just a few seconds. Thank you so much for your presence, dear judges. All of us at SPP believe that you had an exciting job this evening. I request the judges to unmute themselves so that we can listen to their words of wisdom. All three of you have divine names. We were waiting to listen to you speaking about some divine insights. So, Gayatri, how was your experience with this fast pitch event?
To be honest, initially when I thought 12 presentations, I was expecting it to be very similar. I was expecting it to be feel long, and I thought I'd be very confused at the end of it which NGO spoke about what. I think it was each one was so unique, so that worry was unnecessary, and fantastic presentations, I have to say.
So glad. I'm so glad. What about you, Hari? How was it for you?
So it was a mood uplifter, coming at the end of a work week. Usually Thursday evenings are not high energy points. And this was really, really good for me. Again, thanks to SVP and, to the 12 organizations for fantastic pitches. As Gayatri said, very high quality presentations, diverse kinds of issues. I mean, that's what was really interesting for me. So I actually learned a fair bit because many of these are not issues that our foundation works on. And ultimately, it was actually very tough. I think all of these organizations are winners in their own way. So having to stack rank them was really, really challenging. I think we could have gone multiple ways, but it was a great exercise. Thank you so much.
Wow. And thanks to your headphones, it would have gone straight inside you with no distractions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was really engaging. I mean, again, normally a 2-hour meeting, one tends to fidget a lot. I can tell you, even off camera, one was fully attentive. So just very interesting stuff.
Beautiful. Venkat, you must have been a part of many judging panels. How has this experience been for you?
Well, one has been part of many judging panels, but every time, especially when you see these amazing entrepreneurs talk with the kind of passion they do, and when you hear exactly the kind of work they're doing, it's always uplifting. I think, hearing them talk about their unique approaches in each of their cases, and like Hari said, the sheer diversity of it, from sports to diabetes to trafficking to all the issues that you heard, it was absolutely amazing to just hear the diversity and the depth of work that each of them was doing.
Thank you. I mean, credits to the committee which selected the NGOs and the NGOs who do such incredible range of work. Based on your vast experience, we would also like to understand from you what more can we do as SVP to support the non-profit ecosystem. What would you suggest, Venkat?
I would usually like to get some time to think about that, but I would say, and maybe if Gayatri or Hari wants to go on that, I'll get some time to think.
I was just thinking, Naren promised us easy questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but one thought for you is, Naren, I mean, a lot is talked about, the dynamism in India's private enterprise ecosystem, startups, unicorns, and the like. And there's a lot of awareness about that. I mean, just so many of the organizations, and I'm in this sector. I had not actually heard of them before today. So I think SVP could, do more to surface these stories, even outside of fast pitch. I mean, I think people need to know that there's so much happening on the ground, and these are just reasons for hope. So I felt very inspired at the end of it, and we should use the network of these organizations to get their stories out and create more stories of hope.
Beautiful. Create unique stories. Venkat or Gayatri, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, Venkat, please go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll make a very quick point. I think the stories we heard today were hugely inspiring, and I know I'm going to be talking to my family about each of them over the next 2 days or more. But I was just wondering if there's some way SVP could help with impact measurement for each of them, so that their stories are also backed by credible numbers. That would be something that I think all of them could benefit from.
Amazing insight. Thanks, Gayatri. Venkat.
Yeah. No, I would say two, three broad things, right? I mean, I think one, I could see the quality of effort that has gone in from the SVP coaches and the trainers in helping each of these organizations present their pitches much better. And I would say that that's an initiative we're doing with all the organizations that SVP funds across the board. Second is, given how important these skills are, and given that becoming an SVP partner requires a contribution of 3 lakhs a year, I don't know why we don't have 20,000 SVP partners in India. And I'd love to see what collectively all of us can do. And I hope at least 100 or 200 of the people listening in today sign up as SVP partners. It's a phenomenal way to give back, not only a little bit of money, but a lot more in terms of investing your own time.
That is very sweet. Thank you so much. And I'm sure all the SVP partners are delighted what you said, and may what you said come true very soon. Thanks a million, dear judges, for your time, support, and presence this evening. It meant the world to us and to the NGOs. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, today's fast pitch participants have delivered their pitches. Now it is time to award their efforts with over 84 lakhs in grants from SVP India. And now, one by one, we are going to announce the winner of the awards. The bronze award winner for Fast Pitch 2024 with a grant of 10 lakhs is Anahat Foundation.
Thank you, Naren.
Priya, many congratulations. And how does winning this award feel for you?
Thank you. It's been great. We're very grateful for this opportunity and this platform. I think, and I think this has been mentioned in some of the conversations, as grassroots leaders, we sometimes forget, or we sometimes want to include everything when we're pitching because we're so, emotionally attached to our work. And so this exercise has really helped to zoom out and what are we really trying to say? What are we really trying to do? So a big thank you to the coaches and to SVP for that. And of course, the funding, it's unrestricted funding. So it allows us to, make mistakes, to innovate, to experiment, which is really critical in this space. So thank you.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Priya. Anahat Foundation's work in primary and preventive healthcare is what the country really needs. And Anahat means the center of love, so you're beautifully placed. We extend our heartfelt gratitude for your brilliant work. It is NGOs like you and leaders like you that are making a tangible difference in the most deserving communities. So thank you so much, Priya.
Thank you.
The silver award winner for Fast Pitch with a grant of 15 lakhs is Project Second Chance.
Thank you.
Could it be a coincidence that Second Chance is coming second among the awards? But Mohit, many congratulations. Tell us, what does this award mean to you?
A lot, actually. Like it's a trust of people who come from a different world. We usually get chance to talk to maybe bureaucrats and lawyers who understand our work, but what I really learned in SVP is to talk to people who come from a different world and maybe tell them about what we do. And it's a win for Avnish and Amit and Rahul and everybody who have given their youth to this work. We are very excited. We are so excited from spending this money on getting better chairs to getting people out of the system. We are extremely excited because usually we do not get such kind of supports. Thank you so much. And thank you to coaches. Unbelievable. Really. Thank you.
Thanks, Mohit, and may your work really spread out and make a difference in millions of lives. Project Second Chances work really gives the second lease of life to so many youth. Your dedication towards transforming lives, igniting hope, is what's needed the most. Thank you for being the driving force behind a better tomorrow for hundreds of youth. Now, it's time for us to listen about the Gold Award winner. The Gold Award winner for Fast Pitch with a grant of 25 lakhs is Anahat Trust. Revati, many congratulations. This is wonderful. What is going on in your mind right now?
I'm very grateful, of course, but we work in a small town in rural Tamil Nadu, and hardly we come to even big city events. And for us to be on a platform like this, which is national, and so many people just stood by us, the solidarity, and that our voice, more than that, I'm representing the voice of the nomadic tribes of this country who are almost never heard, that it has been heard and it has been supported, feels so heartening. So this grant will really help us to open 10 more learning centers and build our MEL system. So I'm very, very thankful to all of you.
You know, Revati means star that brings prosperity. So you're living by your name. And ninge rambo nalla panninge.
I just want to say one thing. I always believe that this universe revolves on the kindness and generosity of a group of amazing people. And thank you, SVP, for being that, and my coaches and everyone who supported us in the journey. And thank you.
We extend our deepest congratulations and gratitude for your tireless efforts and unwavering dedication towards creating positive change. It's wonderful to see how you are making a difference in the life of countless individuals.
Thank you.
And it's time for the Audience Poll Award winner. The Audience Poll Award winner for Fast Pitch 2024 with a grant of 10 lakhs is Jayam Trust. Saya Devi, audience and what would you like to say to them?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity. Really, thank you to the SVP team and especially Mansi and Sherry and also our coaches Vijay ma'am and Sudeep sir. Thank you so much. I cannot express my happiness in the word. So especially I dedicate this amount to the allowed children with special needs. And our aim is I don't want any child to be a question mark. These children are the answers for all and forever. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Saya Devi. Jayam Trust work is doing really inspiring work. Many congratulations on winning the Audience Award. Your impactful work has touched hearts and inspired change. Here's to continued success in making a difference. Now, let me take this opportunity to call back my co-host Ishita and Aman and all our NGO speakers online. So congratulations to all the other NGOs who have put in a lot of effort and time to hone their skills. Along with the funds raised on the gift platform this evening, each participating NGO besides the winners whose name has been announced, will get a grant of 3 lakhs each from SVP India. It has truly been a wonderful experience for all of us here at SVP to be a part of your journeys. Thank you for doing what you do with so much passion. We hope this experience has been as rich and valuable for you as it has been for each one of us over here. Many congratulations to each and every one of you. There is a long list of people to thank for, all of whom have put their hearts into creating this beautiful opportunity for India's social sector. Our SVP chairs, who in spite of being in different geographies, worked as one to make this event happen. All SVP staff members who Govind also mentioned about, who have been relentlessly at it, working even on odd hours with a smile. It's not easy to get 2,000 plus people online to witness an event where we are presenting the work of NGOs. All SVP partners who went out of their way, spread the word and ensured that we have a great audience today. All partners who carried out various responsibilities like being on the selection committee, who shortlisted these 12 NGOs from 197 applications, and of course the super duper committed SVP partner coaches who handheld the NGOs to be transformed as great storytellers. A warm thank you for all the non-profit aggregators and intermediaries who spread the word about FastPitch, through which we received 197 applications this year. Thank you to Ravi Shankar Iyer, our storytelling trainer, the Dreamcast team who built this fantastic interactive platform, Grassroots Design Agency who designed our website, GiveDo, our donation platform, and of course, a large thank you to the 3 judges today, Gayatri Nair Lobo, Hari Menon, and Venkat Krishnan. Lastly, a very big thank you to the super fantastic, large-hearted, 100% genuine audience members who made this evening possible with their generosity. You are the people who have a rock-solid desire to do things that really matter. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Goodbye and see you all next year once again. Thank you so much.